I was a medical corpsman. Did all my time in Germany, Korea, Texas, Missouri. I had my wife with me in Germany, and we got to see a lot of Germany and Europe. And I've been on the list for almost 4 years, so I'm really happy to get to go this time. I think the best part of this so far is just looking at the people who volunteer to help the vets. I'm amazed that people are willing to give their time to come out and help.
Yes, I'm kind of looking forward just to the trip, but so far it's been so amazing that it's hard to describe.
I went over there and I did what I had to do, like most of us did back then. We came home to a country that didn't appreciate us. I was very emotional. I don't feel worthy of this.
The draft was in full swing, so I knew I was going to have to go into the military sooner or later. In the submarine service, you were isolated from the rest of the world for 3 to 4 months. And if anything went wrong at home, it was all on the spouse or, significant other, whatever. We're not the heroes, the families were the heroes.
I mean, I was a farm kid, grew up in Sharon, Wisconsin, so it was a big difference for me, being a farm kid, and then next thing you know, you're in the Army. I was lucky. A lot of the guys I served with didn't turn out well.
Get real close with the guys you're with. You make friends, and I was able to reconnect with them a few years ago. It's something you never forget.
I was drafted in 1969. I was in combat engineers. I drove a tractor trailer. I would haul a bulldozer to clear some jungle or bridges or what engineers, roads. I served for 12 months, and then that was it. I was done then.
I was supposed to go to Vietnam, but somebody recognized that I knew how to type, so they sent me to Germany, and I worked in an intelligence unit where we listened in on Russian radio transmissions. Probably one of the best things that happened. Met a lot of great people, got to travel all over Europe. I wouldn't do anything different.
I was a crew chief on a helicopter. That entailed making sure it was able to fly, and then when it was in the air, then I was actually become a door gunner. The Lord kept me safe through the whole ordeal, and here I am today.
I was drafted when I was 19. 7 of us were picked out and sent back to Fort Polk for training on a special small nuclear weapon. It's called the Davy Crockett. And then after 3 or 4 months at Fort Hood, they declared that weapon obsolete. And then most of us were shipped off to Vietnam to be in the infantry.
I used to take an oil can and put a concussion grenade in it and then pack it with C4. And then when we come across some bunkers and flying over, we'd see bunkers, and if I wanted to do something about it, I could drop it into the entrance to that bunker and open it up for inspection.
No, I volunteered. I was one of those motivated young men. Don't say anything. I wanted to go and fight for my country. On April the 17th, I was wounded in action. As I was laying down, waiting for the helicopter to come and pick me up, my squad leader said, Alan, you're going back to the world. You know, and I said, I don't want to go back to the world. I want to go on my R&R. Exact word. I'm alive because of the wound that I received from Vietnam.
My mother was sending me packages of biscuits and cookies and stuff that she knew I liked. And the guys used to tell me how good her cookies were. Send more, Mom, send more.
Kept a camera in one of my ammo pouches, and I took probably 1,000 pictures. My wife had DVDs made of my slides. Some guys got home and they burned everything that had memories, and now they wish they had kept some of that. So I'm able to send them a DVD because they were same people, same places.
It was my mom, she would write me a letter every month. And she sent me a Bible, and she would always put a verse in the letter for me to read in the Bible. And that really gave me motivation.
On about my fourth cruise in the Atlantic, Alan Shepard, first American to fly in space. I had the duty of being in one of the helicopters that was a standby in case anything went wrong. And I was in a good position to see him when he come out of space. We could see a spot in the sky, and it was about maybe 10 miles away from the ship. And we could see him well enough to watch him all the way down till he landed in the water.
My father had served in the Army. I had a brother that served in the Navy. And so I chose the Marine Corps because they said it was the toughest branch to belong to, and plus those dress blues were pretty sharp, you know. They are still pretty sharp. At the end of the day, we don't let anybody come between us. We come together as one, you know. We're on our second day, and it's been really life-changing already. And we just begun. This is one trip, this is one life experience for me that I will never forget.
I tried to take it easy. Had some good days, some bad days. But over there, our best day that we ever had was yesterday, because we made it through yesterday. We was taking one day at a time. Here I am, talking to all the fellas and all. We're having a great time, and I appreciate VetsRoll for putting this on and doing this for the veterans.
Ashell Valley is known as the Valley of Death because we experienced a lot of casualties. It was a very fast introduction to Vietnam. Closure and respect. It's all we wanted. It's all we ever wanted. Seeing the kids at the church, that was great. There was a little boy. He came up and he shook every one of our hands.
The flags and stuff you see around churches and funeral homes and that kind of stuff, I helped put them up. I volunteered when I first heard about VetsRoll, and I've been doing it for the last 8+ years. And then all of a sudden this year I get a letter in the mail, and we're pleased to say that you qualified. Whoa, it actually happened. So, yeah, that was pretty special.
I feel like I finally came home and the people accepted me.
I took part in one of the atom bomb tests. The heat from the bomb was so intense, it melted the sand into green glass. I re-enlisted in the active reserves, and I stayed with the Marine Corps until 1959.
Why did you re-enlist?
The Marine Corps wields a spell on you, okay? And with 3 years in a military school and then the experience in the Marine Corps, I guess I couldn't live without bugles waking me up and putting me to sleep.
Ended up joining the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg. First time I went there, we made 3 jumps in 9 days. And the first time it was 35 aircraft, 2,300 jumpers. And to look up and see that many chutes in the air above us, it was just a matter of making sure none of them landed on top of you. So.
I was at 101st Airborne Division, Screaming Eagles. My last jump, I asked the jump master, hey, I'm being discharged. This is my last chance to be the first man in the door. He moved me right up to the front. I'm looking down over the Rhine River as we're flying, and I can see the cities and villages and the fields, and you get this hollow feeling in your stomach, and he slaps you in the butt and says, go, and out the door you go. It's pretty cool.
Turned 21 during the Tet Offensive, dodging mortars and rockets. We did medical evacuations, resupply, and insertion missions. When you went in and pulled a guy like him out that was wounded and got him out of the field, you could never believe how grateful they were just to get out of there. It is such an emotional thing to go. I want to thank the American people for recognizing us veterans now, compared to when we came back.
I lost 5 of my grade school classmates, and I'll probably see them on the wall. I'll make sure I get to see them.
We kept the boats going. That was the main objective of our detachment, was to keep the repair parts coming in, keep the boats fixed up, and keep them running. We had to maintain a 98% uptime of all the units. We could only have 1 unit down. You had to do it right. You had to be a sharp operator to get this done.
In Vietnam, it was so hot. It was 138 degrees one day. I mean, you couldn't hardly breathe. It was so hot.
I lost friends in Vietnam, and I lost relatives in Korea. I did find a friend from Vietnam, and he was on the wall.
My oldest brother was in the Army in Germany. My next brother was in the Army in Germany, and it was my turn to go, so I went. One of my high school very good friends, his name's on the wall, and I've always wanted to reconnect with Jack.
I was in Vietnam for not quite a year, but about 10 months, and I saw a lot of combat, and was wounded 3 times. My first sergeant, when he gave me the 2nd Purple Heart and the 3rd Purple Heart, He called me in and he said, Van Maren, I think they're using you for target practice. You know, I find it amazing when you're young how things, short periods of time, can really change your life. And now the benefits that I get, like going on a trip like this, is just absolutely amazing.
Well, when your life's on the line, I think you depend on everybody around you. That it's deeply appreciated what anybody did, whether it was the naval ships with their artillery, the air support that brought in sea rations and ammo, and fire support from the helicopters. We're a band of brothers.
We are honored here at VetsRoll to present you with your final mail call. And if you'd be so kind as to acknowledge yourself when I call your name. Lynn, outstanding. There it is. Tom Borgfest.
F11480-870.
I think it's a camaraderie that you get to talk to so many different guys. This trip especially, there's a lot of Vietnam veterans, but it's just the guys that you get to talk with and meet. You know, they're Army or Marine or Navy. It's enjoyable. It's a whirlwind tour, let me tell you.
So it's been very interesting riding in the bus, talking with the other vets and hearing their stories and spreading a few of mine, you know.
It amazes me that the same people come back every year to help the veteran. And I think that's just astounding.
I was afraid because I didn't know anybody that I wouldn't have the advantage of having a good time. But everybody was courteous and nice, so I enjoyed it.
This trip is unbelievable. I can't believe the help we got. Really enjoy it.
This experience has been a life-remembering event.
Really grateful because when we came back to the States, there was no parades or anything like that.
time with all the little ones. The people standing there and thanking us for our service was tremendous.
And these kids really appreciated us. That made the difference.